Good morning and welcome back to my channel. It's Saturday the 1st of March 2025 and it's about 9:45. I'm going to kick off again with what's for the basket. This week it's a jar of Mrs. Ellswood burger gherkins. It was so difficult not to say burger Birkins. Right, burger gherkins. We saw these this week on a channel, a Slimming World channel, which is hosted by Claire Abebrese. Now, I'm going to spell Abebrese for you because I didn't know. It's Abebrese. Now, Claire is on an incredible Slimming World journey. She's lost in excess of 3.5 stone in about 30 weeks. And she eats so really well. I'm just blown away by the amount of food she prepares, the volume of it, the amount of flavours she gets into it, the lovely herbs she uses, including a lot of fresh herbs. And it just makes food seem so interesting and enjoyable. Now, she's on a diet, but she's not on Operation Starvation. She really eats well. She loves her puddings, she goes to a lot of effort, and okay, maybe some of us don't enjoy cooking and preparation, but if you watch Claire, you could well be inspired to get into more cooking and more prep. Some of the meals that she prepares, and I'm especially impressed by the way she uses herbs, because I'll be honest, I don't use fresh herbs. Sometimes I buy the little jars of dried herbs and I'll put in half a teaspoon. She goes in there with tablespoons of stuff. I watched her make, listen to her make a spaghetti bolognese the other day on one of her latest videos. And she goes in with 2 onions, carrots, celery, whatever, loads of veg, a kilo of meat. Now she's cooking for her family, so she's not going to eat all that on her own. But then she goes in with tablespoons of herbs. And then she puts in 3 OXO cubes. And she comments, people say, is your food salty? No, it's not, it's just full of flavour. And then she goes in with lots of other stuff, passata and your tomato puree and all the usual stuff. But then she I think I'm standing on a creek. Then she dissolves a Bovril cube and she adds that. And then she puts in fresh herbs, and she often tops things with fresh herbs. Now, for my mind, my goodness, this is a good way of doing Slimming World. If you love food, which I do, don't live on 2 lettuce leaves, half an egg, and a slice of wafer-thin ham. You don't need to. She's losing weight at a really good rate. She's changing habits. And she's planning for the future so that it's not going to be a case of, I think she'd do this and then go back to all her old habits and put weight on again. She is really worth watching. Picked up 1 or 2 really good foods from what she does. She does Iceland shops. She shows you lots of different ways of cooking, prepping and making desserts, because I think she has got much more of a sweet tooth than me. But she's worth having a look at. Lots of you probably do watch her. I may be late to the party. So, yeah, Claire Abebrese. My word of affirmation for this week is spring, which has a value of £7. S-P-R-I-N-G, yeah. 5 plus 2, £7, because it's £1 for every consonant, £2 for every vowel. So I've added that to my pot. Oh, get off that creaky floorboard, Jane. And why spring? Well, there was a day this week, I think it was Wednesday, when the sun came out. All the daffodils started springing up. Joe was describing them to me. There's snowdrops everywhere around where we live. We have a lot of daffodils because we have a lot of fields just behind us, and over that way there are like woodlands and fields. And the daffodils are just shooting up, aren't they, Joe? And there's snowdrops everywhere. And what is nicer than that feeling of new life? And This time last year, when I was so much heavier, I felt sluggish and lazy, and I didn't want to partake in any form of new life, any form of health, any form of exercise. I just did not want to move. I was quite happy just being a couch potato with my head in my hands a lot of the time. But the sun came out on Wednesday. We went shopping and people were out in t-shirts and people were kind of full of energy. Now Thursday it was very different because it peed it down with rain all day and we were back to doom and despondency. But it just shows you what spring can do. And I found that on a day where the sun was shining and I was conscious about what I was wearing, I was so damn grateful that I could go out in a t-shirt if I wanted to and not have to hide myself in some big coat that didn't even fasten and be the old me. I've talked about that before. You know, the old me would go and buy a winter coat, try it on over a t-shirt, think it fitted me because it fastened, and I was like, ah. Now, my winter coat would go on over a big thick sweater. My walking coat would go on over a big thick sweater. That's not because I bought bigger coats, it's because I've lost weight. And I just feel like, you know, spring is in the air. It's St. David's Day, it's the 1st of March. Spring is coming, even if you believe spring starts with the equinox on the 21st or whenever it is. Spring is coming. Let's get ready. Let's get those summer bodies while we can. Because it's no good getting to the 1st of July and thinking, oh my God, I need to still wear a jumper because I'm too uncomfortable in a t-shirt. I've been there, I've done that, it's not nice. So yeah, that's why I chose the word of affirmation for this week to be spring. Now, I want to talk about where I'm up to on my journey. For those who haven't been with me a long time, I started this journey at 22 stone a lot of years ago. Probably 2010, 2011. I went to Slimming World 2015 at 15.5 stone-ish. I got down by 2020, 2021 to 8 stone 8. I stayed around 9 stone for about 4 or 5, I don't know, you forget the years, but I was around target for about 5 or 6 years. So it was probably quicker. I was probably at target weight by about 2019. I forget the years. But I know that I stayed at target for 5 or 6 years and then things went a bit pear-shaped. I didn't go pear-shaped because I'm always top heavy, not bottom heavy. But things went a bit wrong and the old habits started to creep back in and the neglect of myself started to overpower me. So when I joined Slimming World back in May last year, 21st of May last year, I was back up to 15 stone 6. And that was okay because I made a decision that I needed to be kind to myself, I needed to forgive myself and not punish myself because that was not the way forward. If I'm hard on myself and punish myself, I'm never going to lose weight because that makes me want to eat. So I made a decision when I went back to group to aim at to eat well with an intention of losing ½ pound a week. And I hit week 40 this week. And in the 40 weeks, I've lost 43.5 pounds. And I have to say, in all sincerity, it's the first time in my life when I haven't really felt like I was on a diet. I feel like I'm eating plenty, I'm eating food I love and only food I love. I'm in charge, I can control what I eat. It's all about choice, basically. Commitment, control, consistency, choice, all the C words. And I've got to a place now on the plan, looking at my figures this morning, I lost 3.5 pounds in January and I lost 3.5 pounds in February. Now some people are not happy unless they lose 3.5 pounds a week. And if you're on Manjaro, or whatever it's called, that's maybe what you're aiming for. But I'm not. I'm doing it the basic way. I'm taking the scenic route. And I'm hoping that this time around, I can continue to eat this way and the weight will stay off once I get to a place where my body feels happy. Once I get to a place where I haven't got that much excess to lose anymore. So if I can lose the equivalent weight of half a stone in January and February, I can lose 3 stone in the year. My aim was to lose 26 pounds in the year. I've said anything over that would be a bonus. But you know, 3.5 pounds in a month, I truly believe that's doable for anybody. Some people will go back to group like I did, and they may be fortunate if they're a person who carries a lot of fluids to lose big the first week or even the first and second week. I don't do that because I don't carry a lot of fluid. So I think in my first week I lost 1.5 pounds, but I wasn't disappointed with that. And I think that's a skill we need to learn. Do not be disappointed with the results you get in group. Because if you get a loss and it's £0.5 pound or £1.5 pound or £2.5 pounds, I believe that reflects the week you've had. Once you get beyond that initial restart. And if you're not happy with a £0.5 pound loss, look at what you eat. And sometimes the answer is not to eat less. Sometimes I sit in group and I observe what people say about their week, and I think, love, your answer is to eat a bit more. Because our body needs fuel to do all the things it needs to do. And we need to move to burn calories. And once we gain a little muscle, that muscle enhances the calories we burn. It's a trip we're on. And I think if you're somebody who's been to group this week and you've lost £0.5 pound and you're feeling disappointed and you think, oh my God, how can I cut back even further? I only had 2 or 3 sins a day. I only had half my B choice. I only had 1 A choice. I don't think the answer is always cutting back. I think the answer is fueling your body to stop your body going into starvation mode. So I'm only sharing this because I've done all these things. I've got many years of experience at Slimming World. I'm not saying I do it better than anybody else, because I don't. You can see the results that other people get on their channels. But for a woman of my age, and all the years I've done this, I've learned an awful lot that actually stands me in good stead today. When I went back to Slimming World on the 21st of May, I went back in a pair of size 18 Marks and Spencer's trousers and a size 22 Sainsbury's top. Today I'm in a pair of size 14 Marks and Spencer's trousers and a size medium Sainsbury's top. And it hasn't been like a shocking achievement. It's been so damn gradual that it wasn't till I was in group this week, and somebody said to me, that top's way too big on you. And the top I was wearing was a size 16. So I said to Joe when we left group, I need to go somewhere and buy a new. So I like to wear the same clothes every week for group. So I need to go somewhere and buy a new top for group that I can just wear for group. And this is it. So I walked into Sainsbury's, picked this up in a size large and thought, that's too big. So I put it back, got a medium, 14 quid, ideal for group because it's easy wash, easy dry and easy to wear. And it's lightweight, it's in their sports range, it's lightweight and it'll be fine in the summer. I just want to encourage anybody who wants to do weight loss with Slimming World not to fear food. I think watching somebody like Claire, watching people who lose weight and eat well is the answer. Because if you're going to, there's lots of Slimming World channels out there. I'm not going to start listing them because I'll be perfectly honest with you, I don't watch most of them. Don't have the need to and don't have the time to, although they're all very nice people. But Be selective. Don't watch me if what I say to you is like, oh God, here she is again on a soapbox. She gets on my whatever. Don't watch me. I won't be offended. But find what's right for you. Because we're all individuals and we all need different things. Find the right people to watch on YouTube. Hang out with the right people when you go out eating and drinking. Because my history of doing that was when I was a real foodie, when I was in the compulsive overeating stage of my life, I used to eat out 5, 6, 7 times some weeks. And do you know what? I was everybody's fat friend. They liked eating out with me because they knew I loved food. I was a good excuse for them to eat. But then when I started losing weight, when I got down to what was a better weight for me, I did it. I chose fat friends so I had an excuse to go out and eat. I was no longer the fat friend, but I had plenty of them that I could go out and eat with. And we're very good at justifying to one another why we should be doing this. So be careful. I'm not saying dump your friends, but what I am saying is find a better hobby to share with those friends. If they want to go boozing and eating and nothing else, suggest you go for a walk. Do something healthier. It doesn't all have to be about food and drink. Watch the right people on YouTube. Hang out with the right people. Practice the right habits. Be kind to yourself. Feed yourself well. All of these things will improve your chances of getting to some sort of target weight that pleases you. Now, I went to group this week and I lost ½ a pound. That puts me on top of the world. I don't care if I never lose more than ½ a pound in group. That is a victory for me, because ½ a pound off for me is better than weight on. I still got that joy of missing out, but I'm not missing out on food. I'm missing out on crap old behaviours. And it fills my life, and it puts a spring in my step, and it makes me feel better, and it makes me want to continue. Now, I'm not going to talk about, yeah, we all fall off plan, yeah, we all have treats, yeah, we all do this. I'm only talking about what I've done this week. I haven't fallen off plan, I haven't had a food treat, I haven't cheated, I haven't conned myself or anybody else. I'm only talking about my week, and my week has been good. I've eaten plenty. I've walked a moderate amount this week. I haven't walked excessively this week because we've been busy and we've had other reasons for not doing it. But I feel good. And the exercise routine that I showed the other week, where I do the bicep curls, the goblet curls, the reverse curls, and the, these and these, I'm now up to doing a set of each one, 15 reps of a set of each one twice a day. And do you know what? It takes 4 or 5 minutes max each time I do it. You can do it while the adverts are on the telly. But I said to Joe this morning, and I was just saying to Leanne in a comment, I can feel it here. My arms, now not here, I've got flesh. Here, my arms are solid, or getting solid. And do you know, that feels so much better? Because when I go to lift something now, I'm starting to get some strength in my arms, which for a woman of my age, I need it to avoid osteoporosis, etc. I'm loving this plan. I'm really loving it. I'm passionate about it. I'm even considering having JOMO tattooed on me. I haven't decided where yet, but I just love it. It makes my life so much better to be on Slimming World. And I don't do everything the way every vlogger would say, but I guess I'm a bit old-fashioned, and I am a bit of a one. I do what it says in the book, or on the tin, or whatever. I'm trying so hard not to make up Jane's version of Slimming World, because for me, if I do what it says in the book and I don't get any results, then I can complain like hell. But if I do what it says in the book, over 40 weeks I've lost 43.5 pounds without any real effort and no difficulties. That's good enough for me. That's as fast as I want to go anywhere. A friend was saying to me this week, she had a dripping tap, and she noticed that it was dripping in the evening, and by the time she got up in the morning, inches of water in the bottom of a washing up bowl. Well, that's a bit like me. I feel like I'm losing weight like a dripping tap, and it drips and drips and drips quite so slowly that I don't really notice. It's not a shock to my system. I'm not deprived. I'm not resentful. I'm just really grateful. Okay, that's me done for today. We'll see you next week. Cheers.